My Hero Academia chapter 263. So this was somewhat of a thrilling chapter, very interesting. So we're coming to Kaminari's biggest moment of the series so far, and we might get Kaminari's like full-blown character arc in these next coming chapters, or at least, eventually through this arc. I mean, it's obviously being planted right here. And we know that some of the Class 1A students who have been focused on more so than the others in the series are going to have some major development in this arc, if not most of the characters that have been focused on so far. I mean, like I was saying, there's so many characters in this damn arc. Only some of them can really get a lot of exposure here. And Kaminari is one of them. We got some development on Kaminari back in the provisional license exam when he was saving Bakugo and Kirishima from Shishikura, and he had some moments in the joint training exam and the festival arc and all of that stuff, but this is like the big moment for Kaminari. So he's getting nervous and worried, as typical with his character, and then Midnight reassures him, saying that, they need his quirk. So her saying that, I guess, pretty much confirms that Hawks gave everyone a briefing on what the quirks, or I guess most of what the quirks of the Paranormal Liberation Front members had. Because obviously, if they need Kaminari's quirk here, it's because they knew that one of the Vanguard dudes, the Vanguard Action Support Regiment dudes, he had a lightning or an electricity quirk, something like that, as we're seeing. But before we get into that, let's just talk about Cementoss right here. Like I was talking about spotlight on the characters, he's getting a massive moment here, much deserved for Cementoss. One of the more underrated, underappreciated characters in this series. And, because he is kind of low-key, he hasn't really been that prominent. He's kind of been here and there. He's had, some small moments, but this is like it. This is showing what the potential of, a pro hero like him and his quirk could do. Despite him not being in the top 10, still ridiculous feat of power here. And I know that it plays into his quirk's ability. I mean, that's why he's here after all, because he's taken full advantage of that, splitting the freaking mansion in half. Which I guess has a lot of concrete into its foundation, and just the structure of it totally makes sense. But still, I would say in the top 20, top 10 feats in the series so far, I love it. I love that Cementoss is getting this moment, and I'm sure he'll have some more, but I don't think any more Cementoss moments will probably eclipse this one. So after that happens, we see Skeptic screaming for Violet, Black, and Brown to come to the front, and for Carmine to go to the assembly hall. And these are the color-coded segments of the Vanguard action regiments that we were introduced to in chapter 258. So when he says Carmine, he's talking about the regiment that Skeptic himself and Toga are in control of, and that's what's considered the intelligent regiment. Carmine is like a deep shade of red, I suppose, in case you were confused about that. So they're going to go to the assembly hall, so they're not going to be included in this frontline battle here. But when he says Violet, Black, and Brown, Violet is the warfare regiment. They're controlled by Getten and Dabi. And then the Black is the tactics regiment. That's just controlled by Twice. It also has that cool demon-y skeleton looking dude with like the winter cap on with the two swords you see in the front line here. And then Brown is the support regiment. That's the one led by Mr. Compress and Spinner, and that's also the regiment that the guy with the bolt in his hair that's prominent in this chapter is a part of. So that's why we see that guy come to the front lines here, because he's a part of Brown. So that means that we're going to see the squad that's a part of Twice, the Getten squad, the guys that are like primarily like just brute force offense type of quirks, and then we've got the support, like Compress and Spinner. So they're going to be a part of this. And also, speaking of Dabi, we see Getten charging up to the front, as per orders, but we see Dabi kind of going the opposite direction of everyone else. So Dabi's up to something. Obviously, he's not going to be part of this front battle. Either Dabi has his own motives here, or maybe he's going to try to do something sneaky. Maybe something different, rather than just going, at them head on. Maybe he's going to try to come up with a diversionary tactic, possibly. Or, I don't know, maybe he's going to flip the script. We'll see what happens with him. But just remember, Dabi is doing something interesting here. And now, let's go to this lightning, or this electrical quirk dude. So, I'm pretty sure we don't get a name on him. I don't think we've got a name on him yet, or maybe I missed it, but when he says, I'll just charge up and blast them away, charge up is in quotation, so that might be his name, or at least the name of his quirk. And we know that a lot of the times the villains and, just heroes and characters in general will have, like, their name go by their quirk. So maybe he just goes by charge up, possibly. And it appears that his quirk is having the ability to, like, retain electricity or something and then use it accordingly. So he kind of has, like, a Getten-esque ability. Like, Getten can control ice, but, like, she can't, like, or he. I guess that was debunked. He looks like a female, but it's a dude. He can control ice, but he can't create it. So it seems like that's the same thing with this guy here. He can control electricity and stuff by, like, taking it into himself, kind of like a battery. But he can't develop it the way that Kaminari can. But then his attack is completely neutralized by Kaminari, and this goes back to Midnight saying that they needed him, and this is Kaminari's big moment, or at least the beginning of his big moment. Like, he pretty much saved a lot of the heroes here from taking that huge attack that dude just sent off, the suppressive fire discharge, and we see all of the heroes around him just, successfully getting by because he acted as, like, a lightning rod here. Now, let's go into the traitor stuff, because I think that Horikoshi is probably aware that the fan base thinks that Kaminari is the traitor or is one of the main suspects of it, and I think he's kind of playing it into it here. Now, this is, I think, going to be, or the next chapter is going to be the moment where whether we see that Kaminari is in fact the traitor or not. So we've got some interesting things here, because Kaminari keeps saying, I want to be with everyone. I want to be with the others. And that's even the name of the title. I want to be with the others. Now, you're immediately thinking that Kaminari is talking about he wants to be with the rest of Class 1A, his friends and everything. Now, maybe he's saying that, or maybe, playing devil's advocate, maybe he's talking about he wants to be with the Paranormal Liberation Front. Because that's what he truly wants to be with, because he's the traitor. Now, I'm not saying that he is. I'm on the fence about it. Like, I'm not completely convinced. I think that, there has to be a traitor. Horikoshi wouldn't have brought it up for no reason. I think it would be weird if it just turned out that plot line went nowhere. But I'm just saying it is a possibility. Kaminari did have the Liberation Front symbol on his head a couple chapters back, and he has been kind of suspicious. So either Kaminari is talking about being with Class 1A here, and he is like, just defending them here, using himself as a lightning rod, or they're working together here, and that Kaminari might be related to this charge up dude, and they're doing like a combo attack here. Like, he's charging up the lightning, shooting at Kaminari, and then he absorbs it all, and then now that he has all of this electricity in him, he's going to use this as one massive attack to attack all of his allies or supposed allies, and then he exposes himself as being the traitor in the next chapter. That would be incredible. Now, is it going to happen? No, maybe. It's not confirmed, I'll say. I would say that at this point, 50-50 chance that we're going to see Kaminari do something suspicious. If he doesn't do it in the next chapter, then I guess it confirms that he's not the traitor. But I would say that just hold your breath until then. And then that brings us to the end of the chapter with Hawks. This was like the big moment that was all over Twitter and social media and everything. Everybody loved this panel of Hawks standing in the doorway with his two swords and all of the feathers like surrounding, like suspended in midair that are just about to pierce him at any moment. They're like holding him hostage. This is awesome. This is an amazing panel here. Now, why is Hawks doing this? It's because he knows that is one of the most important pieces that the Paranormal Liberation Front has here, and that he needs to isolate him. Like, he needs to remove him from this game completely in order to assure that the heroes even have a chance of winning here. Because if he doesn't isolate twice, then he's just going to go on a rampage and duplicate himself, duplicate Hayanomu's, duplicate Gigantomachia, duplicate everyone. It doesn't matter. Like, his quirk is absolutely busted, especially in a all-out war type scenario like this. This is what Hawks was talking about in chapter 258, how Twice was ultra important and that basically he needed to take him out. Now, what I assume that Hawks is going to try to do here is just to get Twice to maybe come over to the side of the heroes. He's going to be like, look, you guys have lost. We got the upper hand on you. We're about to take everyone down. So just come fight for us, and maybe we'll work on getting you like a reduced sentence or something, or maybe some kind of rehabilitation program or something. I assume that he's just going to try to talk with Twice here. I don't think he's going to straight up kill him. But we'll see what happens. The next chapter is going to be massive. Hopefully. Maybe we'll get some more developments, or maybe Horcrux will just cut away with this. But let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. If you like the review, guys, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon, gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.